Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going into 7.3.2 for another path. And this one has the Paradox special. This is the last path that I had on this quest, and it's kind of a fun one, especially with Dr. Doom. And basically, if you throw a special, you get a charge, but if you knock them down, you lose a charge, so it kind of evens out. But if the defender also throws a special, they get a charge. When you don't have 3 or more of these charges, you have the reduced ability accuracy, so you want to basically let the defender throw a few specials so you get 3 or more. I get hit there, yeah. But you do have that disorient 100% ability accuracy reduction defensively. So you would want them to throw a couple specials. There's one. And then it's got power reserve. So there's going to be lots of specials thrown. Dr. Doom is just really nice because he can really power control the fight. And he can pretty much consistently throw tons and tons and tons of specials. Now here I did do some heavy knockdowns. I would advise against using the heavy knockdowns if at all possible, just because you don't want to lose your charges. Because basically you throw a special, you gain 1, but when you knock them down with your special, you lose 1. So you really do want them to have thrown a few specials, and then you only want to knock them down if you're kind of getting high on those paradox charges. And once you get to 9, you'll take some damage. So you don't want to get to 9. You want to stay somewhere between like 5 and 8. I try to stay away from 8 just because if the defender is going to throw a special, then he can push it to the 9 charges. But you can just see I'm just going to spam specials. Probably could have built up to like a special 3, but this guy, with the power reserve and then the Hazarath, I have 2 Furies up. Had I had more paradox charges, I would have been hitting harder. And yeah, it also has the combat Deja vu. So if you do the same attack movements twice in a row, the defender gets a prowess buff, which isn't that terrible. It's just if you do get hit by the special, then it's gonna hurt, especially if they have a bunch of prowesses. So try to mix up your specials or your combos, and then just spam the specials. I think I'm gonna go for another special 3 here. Yeah, so now I have 4 charges, so I have my ability accuracy back. Normally I probably would have done the knockdown, but I'm trying to keep my paradox charges there. And the special is going to do a decent chunk. And then we're going to go into the Doom cycle as much as possible. And then the Doom cycle has to be modified because it has power reserve. Basically, you can generally do about 2 mediums, and then you'll want to throw your special 1. So just keep that in mind if you're using Doom. And then if you have Mystic Dispersion, you might need to account for that. My Mystic Dispersion is 3 out of 5. So just be wary of that. If you push them to special 3 and then you're trying to do the normal Doom combo, you'll be stuck at special 2, and then they'll special 3 you and kill you. Next up we have a Night Thrasher. So the one nice thing about Apocalypse, I believe, does this disorient wear off, or does it not? Maybe it doesn't, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought he would become immune to it even though it's passive. It looks like it's not. Do need to let this Night Thrasher throw off a few specials. I do have Cable on the team, so that way I start out with 4 charges. You can throw in who are the other 2? Mr. Sinister or Kane, to get those 4 charges immediately. Especially, the number of specials that Apocalypse can throw off with this is pretty fun. Normally, if you knock Night Thrasher down, he shrugs off his debuffs, but because of Apocalypse's ability, he cannot. Now we have 3 charges. I let those weaknesses and poison fall off. But I think I'm going to keep them on from the rest of the fight because I still had my ability accuracy reduced, so I couldn't get a parry stun opening to get in my heavy. I know there's other ways to get heavies, but it's the easiest, it's the most simplest way. We're going to refresh those debuffs. I tried to refresh and go into a special one, and I was just late, I guess. Missed. But the debuffs still get applied, which is nice. And we're just going to keep refreshing those and spamming specials. So on this one, you do want to do more knockdowns because you don't have any power control. And both you and the defender have the power reserve, so you are going to want to do some like heavy knockdowns because while your specials gain a charge and then lose a charge from the knockdown, he's going to be throwing quite a few, and you don't want that to get too high. So Apocalypse is a great counter here. I'm trying to bait this guy special. He's being really stingy. I think. Yeah, there we go. Pushing in the power reserve, so they can throw a lot of specials. I think I end up just like going for it right here, and we get him. So Apocalypse with all the 4 charges with those passive prowess. Yeah, he does a really nice job. I'm so happy that I got the 6-star just, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. It was actually through the gold 6-star offer stuff on the day of the Deadpool. So next up, we're going back in with Doom, and I'm using my 5-star Doom simply because my 6-star Doom is in Alliance War. So normally I would be using my 6-star Doom, but you can see 5-star Doom is more than capable. It's a rank 5, it's a max sig. Sig doesn't really matter so much for this, and we're gonna try to cycle this Nova a few times. We're gonna make sure that we're spamming special ones to keep off his debuffs, keep Hazarath up. Got hit there, resisted with Hazarath, which is nice. All right, so we're gonna try to build up to a special 3, and then we're gonna try to cycle. Blocking, come on at me. There we go. Heavy knockdown, special, and then we're gonna get into a cycle. We're gonna light him up quite a bit. With power reserve again, just gotta be mindful of your standard Doom cycle because it's not gonna work. You can see I just did 1 heavy into a special. Got Mystic Dispersion going on, so if buffs are there and they're getting nullified or they're falling off, gotta be really careful about not getting pushed to L2 when they're at L3, because then you'll get smacked. So just really keep that in mind, because I normally use Doom in the 5.3.6 for farming like revives and stuff on the power reserve path. So I'm pretty familiar with like what I need to do to get my rotation going. So just be mindful of that. And then here you're gonna see I'm just gonna this Hazarath with the 2 Furies is going to last forever. So I'm just blocking. I do a Dex back immediately, throw the special, and I'm just gonna keep repeating this. Hazarath is gonna last a long time, and I can just spam these special ones. I mean, the amount of damage isn't like crazy, but I don't know, this was just a lot of fun. I have 3 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion, so I was able to kind of keep feeding that with the power reserve there. We ran out of special spams. Now we're back down to square one. No Hazarath, but we have 4 or 5 charges. Got to get him to throw a couple specials, and I think we get back. Do we get back to a special 3? I think maybe we do. No, we just throw off the L2. Unblockable. Here I'm gonna hold block. No, dash in. Dash in with the special one, nullify the unblockable, and I think 1 more special. maybe 2. 1 more. So I don't know, that was kind of fun. Just have them come at you, spam specials. It's kind of a fun line. Doom does really, really well. I'm sure there's a bunch of Mystic champs that can do similar. Now for this Kingpin, I'm gonna go back in with Apocalypse. You know, Kingpin will shrug off your debuffs, but if you're Apocalypse, can't do that. Now this one was a little bit sketchy just because, you know, the power reserve, you are most likely going to push this guy to a special 2. So you better make sure you know how to dex that, especially if he's already in rage mode where it's going to be unblockable. I think a champ that would actually be pretty solid here would be Psylocke, with maybe like White Magneto, to power control and get him down to 0 bars and then just lock him in and do some damage. So there we get a nice dex on that special too, but now he's unblockable. So if you have champs that can bypass the unstoppable, I think Captain America would be actually pretty decent here as well if you had, especially with like White Magneto pre-fight. But you're gonna see I'm gonna get cornered here. I'm gonna do the best I can to keep this guy throwing special ones, but at the same time I do need to do knockdowns to manage my paradox charges. So yeah, it gets a little sketchy over here on the corner. I retaliate with his special with the heavy, refresh all those debuffs. We go for the special 2 to put on the concussion and the degen. And so now we need him to throw another special. I think I missed that one. Yeah, I got clipped at the end of that one. I think he throws one more special 2. And here, do I refresh? Yeah, I get the refresh. And I'm going to dex this one clean. So definitely need to be able to dex that stuff. Here we go. You can see there I took a big chunk of damage because I didn't do the knockdown, which I should have just heavied him and knocked him down and refreshed all the debuffs. But here I'm kind of going for the kill, and we get it. So Apocalypse works well. Can get a little sketchy getting pushed over into your corner, but Apocalypse can handle it. And then 2 more fights on this path. We have Aarkus, Vision Aarkus. We're going in with Doom. This is a really easy Doom fight. Basically get to a special 3 and then just repeat it over and over and over again. Again, when you come out of your special 3, hopefully you have pushed Vision Aarkus at a fairly high power for when you're steal. You can steal a chunk, and then you're gonna be stealing the power gains. Granted, your Doom does need to be awakened for that. But here we go. So he's at 2+ bars, throw the special 3, and then check out this cycle. So basically I'm gonna come out, I think I'm just gonna do 1 or maybe 2 mediums straight into an L1, steal a whole bunch of power, steal the power gains, right back up to special 3, and then just repeat. Hold my block while the power gains are working. And that's all this fight is. It's pretty simple. Vision Aarkus, I don't know if he still is. He used to be a map 6 mini boss, and basically would use this technique all the time for him. So here we're stealing his power gains. He only had a few on that one. That's alright, he can get to a special 3. And we get to our special 3, and we're just going to keep looping around, and Doom does plenty of damage. We got the double furies going. And yeah, he's going to go down real quick. Bunch of power gains, back to a special 3. I'm thinking this one kills him, maybe not. Almost to Assassin's range. Let's see. My 6-star Doom would have finished this fight much sooner. I think I just get him like with another medium or whatever. And I finish him off with a special 2. So very, very simple fight for Doom there. Easy to control the fight with so much extra power from Power Reserve. Now on this one, I'm actually quite happy with this result for Nick Fury. I thought about using Apocalypse, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to use Cable. I grinded for this guy in the 6-star basic arena. Haven't used him a ton, but he is quite an excellent champ with the synergy with Apocalypse. So I do have the Disorient ability accuracy reduction because I don't have my Paradox charges, but that's okay. I'm just going to try to parry and block bait the heavies, and then I'm going to retaliate with these double degens, and they put in a ton of work. And once we get to the Power Reserve going with specials, so we're going to have Nick Fury throw a special 2. That's where we're going to try to be pushing him to the whole fight. I don't think Nick Fury throws a special 1 the entire fight. And then we're going to combo him and either hold block so that he goes into like a heavy to retaliate, or we're going to throw our special. So he throws his special 2, we come back in, we got enough for our special 2, and then we're just going to keep that rotation. So here I think we're just going to block bait. Yep, block bait a heavy, get our opening, go back in, he throws a special, and then we're going to basically go back in, go to a special 2, get the knockdown, push him to a special 2. His special 2 is easy to evade, and we're just going to keep repeating that over and over and over again. And this strategy worked really well. This is only a rank 1 unawakened Cable, but yeah, he does some good business here. Block bait, we get the heavy. You do need to get a few heavies, every once in a while, because your special gives you a charge, but when you knock them down, it removes that charge you gained, and then their special always gives them a charge. So you can't get too high. So you can see right now I'm at 7, and we push them back up to special 2, and we fire that off. Now we're at 8, so now we do need to get a heavy off, and we don't, and so we take a chunk of damage. It wasn't that bad. So if you're healthy, you can do it. Otherwise, you need to make sure you find an opening. And I could have just parried because I did have the charges, which I probably should have done in hindsight. But this whole rotation, it worked really well. Special 2, Nick Fury all day long. And Cable, I think I end up winning this fight with like 200 hits or so, I think. But yeah, Apocalypse could definitely do this fight. Probably want a mutant, but you may not need it, pending if you can just kind of keep in the cycle of pushing him to special 2, which seems to be fairly easy to do with the Power Reserve. So we're letting him tick away. LMD is destroyed. Throws the special 2. Now I cannot parry stun anymore, but you can still parry and block bait those heavies, which is the whole goal here. We're going to get up to our special 2, hit it, push him back to his special 2, and just repeat that all day long as much as we can. I think we're going to block bait. Yep, and we're going to retaliate with the heavy, get those degens going. So this is I was pretty happy with how I played this fight. It turned out well. I didn't really ever get hit or mess up, which is nice, but that happens. And yeah, we're getting close. We can use our special 1 to push him to special 2 again. We're just repeating, pushing him to special 2 all day. I don't think this guy throws one special 1 all fight. Does he throw it here? No, we're going to counter with the heavy, and I think he's dead on this next special. Yeah, there we go. 204, 205, 204 hits. And I was feeling pretty good about Cable, so I decided to use Cable for my counter to just try, and we're gonna go. I was thinking, I had brought Magic specifically to try on Cosmic Ghost Rider. You can see that I have both Magic and Warlock, and I end up just not using them. I'm like, you know what? That was kind of fun with Cable. We're gonna go in on Old Man Logan, and actually, I do swap. We're going over to Old Man Logan, but I do swap out Apocalypse. Who do I swap out? I swap out somebody for Dr. Octopus. I just thinking, you know what? I'm just gonna parry heavy this Old Man Logan to death and get the heal block debuffs and get the detonations. But you're gonna see, swap out Doom, you're gonna see me get absolutely wasted right here, right at the beginning. I miss my parries, and I straight up just die. So I thought DocOc would have done really well, and I think he would have. But yeah, so check this out. I think right at the beginning, I think I get one detonation, and then right here, yeah, and I think I missed this next one. Maybe it's the next. I know I get hit. I missed the dex on the special one, which is unblockable, and then I miss another parry. So I don't know what happened there. Really bad play. I don't know if it was an input issue. I felt like I was on the right timing, but whatever. So we go in. I'm gonna put in a health pot or two into Cable, and we're gonna parry heavy this guy down. Now remember, you have, we're going to apply the Horseman as well. Remember, this has Arrogance, so every 10 hits you're going to falter, so you'll miss. It's got Bubble Shield, so every 10 blocks, the next one will be unblockable. But yeah, Cable's degen damage, even as a rank 1 6-star, it's pretty juicy. So there we go, and it's really easy to manage the falter stuff because it's just got 2 hits, so it's parry heavy, and you basically do that 10 times, and then on the 10th time you got to make sure you get rid of the unblockable from the Bubble Shield. And here I got 2 hits, parry heavy. Alright, next we're going to parry one more time, and then we're at 10 on the Bubble Shield, so we got to dex that. There, we got rid of the unblockable, so now we can parry again, and we're just going to repeat that. And at some point, I tried to get an extra heavy in there, didn't reach long enough. At some point, Old Man Logan gets a whole bunch of Furies, and you can see, like, I healed up, and I've only been taking some parries, but man, Old Man Logan with those Furies, he hits hard. So went 41 to 36%, got a little bit of adrenaline back. 37 to 29%, 29 to, I don't know, that was a lot. So I'm like, I'm really low. I'm like, oh, how am I gonna close this out? But I do finish this off. It's almost a soul. So I'm at 3%, 4%. I pretty much can't block anymore while he has Furies active. And he's got 40% left. I should have been able to counter, I think, a little bit more with some heavies on his special one and his heavies and stuff like that. But this fight's gonna draw out a little bit. I do finish him off. I was trying to see if I could get some regen buffs from crossing the special 1, special 2 threshold, but man, I got one at the beginning of the fight, and I didn't get any after that, and I just can't take any more block damage, especially while he's got those Furies up. So I probably could parry here, but I don't think I parry much, if at all, for the rest of the fight. So I'm trying to manage the combo, the 10 combo for the falters. And I do that fairly well. And yeah, I'll let this play out. But we do finish this off with Cable. And yeah, hopefully some of this footage helped and gave you some ideas of how to counter some of these fights on this lane with the special paradox. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.